Welcome to the Empire One Show, where knowledge meets action. Yeah, we break down barriers to financial literacy. Speak truth to power, real conversations. Oh, voices that inspire change, challenging the status quo. Tools for building wealth, taking control. Your future starts right now. This is the Empire Winning Show. Yeah.
Hey, good evening. We figured we start something off nice and smooth and make it about coming on this evening. My name is Kendall Stevenson. I am the host of the Empowerment Show. As always, we like to start the show off by saying something that we're grateful for. Again, I'm always grateful for family and friends. I'm very grateful for having this platform that seems to be working out well for me. So this evening, I have a young lady on, and she's going to tell you about dieting, and she's going to tell you about detoxifications. I tried one of their products, and I thought it was pretty well. Anyway, her name is Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, so I'm going to bring her on in and say hello.
Hi,
Hey, how are you,
Kendall.
young lady?
I am well. How are you
How you
today?
feeling this evening?
I am super
I'm
fantastic.
feeling good. I'm feeling good. I tell you that I tried it. I got the energy. I felt the boost, and because I know that was one of the topics that you wanted to get into that we want to talk about is how I
Yes.
felt and how it made me feel. I didn't lose much weight, so I mean I'm still a buck 95. It didn't go up, didn't go down. It's been maintained. So, but I'm gonna tell you, you take the green food, you know you've taken the green food.
Yes, for sure.
That's for
Not just
sure.
green food, but it's spirulina and chlorophyll. Let's name it.
hmm Well, I like I tell you, it was okay. I'm used to fasting at least once or twice a month, so this kind of went right along with it.
Well,
Yeah, it was
with
good.
this is not a fast. You don't fast at all.
Mhm.
Did you
Well, I
fast
mean, for the
while you were?
cleansing, that's the way I cleanse. I cleanse myself once or twice a month. That's the way I cleanse through fasting, and
Oh,
instead of taking any chemicals or anything, you
well,
know.
you know what? Fasting is very effective and different things are utilized for different reasons. Trinity, the 21-day detoxification program that you tried, I hope this isn't backwards. Is this backwards?
No, it's not backwards, but you could hold
Okay,
it
good.
up just a little bit. There you go. Up, tilt it a little bit towards you. It's got a lot of light. There you
Uh-oh.
go. Okay. Yeah, everybody can see that now.
All
All
right.
right.
The
Outstanding.
Trinity 21-day detoxification program is a full spectrum detox. It cleanses the lungs, the liver, the lymphatic system, everything in
hmm
between, and kills parasites. So it's not just a fast, which gives the body a rest. This is a detoxification program to detoxify all of the organs. And that's why it's completely necessary, especially at the change of the seasons, like right now, for people who are experiencing seasonal allergies. We shouldn't be allergic to seasons changing. What we are responding to is parasites that are inside of the body that are having more babies because they are gestating at the change of season. And there's not a thing we
How do
can
you
do
get?
about it.
How do these parasites get into you? How do you get these into your body? You know, is it stuff that you eat? What? How do you get it?
I am so glad you asked. Yes, parasites are within all of us. We have good bugs and bad bugs, good bacteria and bad bacteria. When we have an overrun of the bad bacteria, when we have an overrun of the bad bugs, that is where the parasites proliferate. And you say, how do we get them? They're already within, and we should have a
Mm-hmm.
perfect balance between the two. We should definitely not have more bad than good. But the bad bugs happen as a result of eating bad foods, living poor lifestyles, environmental issues. If we breathe, drink, and eat food, we will have parasites. A lot of people don't think this is true unless you have visited a
Mm-hmm.
third world country. And actually, this is the very thing that I've been combating throughout my naturopathic career, because people don't understand that parasites are the real saboteurs. They sabotage your health, and that every single person who has come to my wellness center in 24 years, the first thing we do is kill the parasites. And no matter what is wrong with you, they absolutely feel better after they do. So this is how parasites come up on us. I was talking to a lady earlier, and she said that she walked into a room where they had just sprayed something, and she went home and she felt herself coming down badly with an ick. And what she did was she took the chlorophyll and took a double dose of the chlorophyll, and then within hours she was feeling better. This is also true for when you're walking in buildings. People can't smoke indoors anymore. So they walk into a building and they have all of the smoke. People are outside
Mm-hmm.
smoking, right? You have to peel your way through the smoke. I see people outside smoking, and before I walk up, I take a deep breath so I don't have to inhale. And it's really
Right.
cool because doorways in lots of buildings smell like smoke. And it's so hard
You
to
know, I
escape.
used to smoke at one time, and I tell you, I'm so glad I stopped smoking. I mean, it's been a very, very long time since I smoked a cigarette.
Yes,
Years, years, years,
yes.
and that was the best thing for me. And I'm gonna tell you, as a reformed smoker, as I would be called, I can't stand cigarette smell.
I
I
know.
can't. It's horrible. It's a horrible smell. It really is. But the product that you this detox, does this increase our energy and so forth and so on? Because I tell you, I felt a little something something. So is that the purpose of it? One of the
Well, no,
benefits?
that's not just the purpose, but I will tell you that the energy is the bonus. Because when you
Mm,
clear out all of the toxicity, Kendall, you will feel a little something, something. You will have
mm,
increased sleep, because our sleep hygiene is vitally important. And you can't really rest with a whole bunch of toxicity laying around. You can't
mm.
rest with parasites that are absolutely active at night. It's hard to rest.
See, with me, I tell you, I had that surgery, so sleep was it hasn't been very good for me lately, just because
Uh,
I have to sleep with certain position and all of that stuff like that. But yeah, I could see how it would increase your sleeping, how that would be beneficial. And weight
yes, and
loss, is that
weight loss is also a bonus. A lot of
mm,
people a lot of people are experiencing weight loss, especially the people who adhere to the eating plan. This is not a starvation. This isn't a diet. This is a detoxification
mhm,
program. In fact, I want you to do just the opposite. I want you to eat, but I want you to eat specific foods. I want you to eat clean. I want you to
mm,
eat organic chicken, turkey, wild caught fish, vegetables, fruit, minimal grains. The grains should be brown rice or basmati rice or couscous, aramath, that kind of thing. But we should
mm,
not absolutely be eating any sweets or any whites. Those are the
mm,
things that will are sabotaging our health in the first place. And so those sweets and those starches just feed the parasites. That's what they're
mm,
doing. And so, because that makes us warm and sticky inside, and it makes us a nice, warm, and sticky host. And we should not be hosting anything that damages us. And
mm.
parasites absolutely cause us damage.
Let me ask you. So, what detections? How can you detect if you have these? The doctor, you go to the doctor. How do you detect it? If you have the bad ones, or they're overflowing with the bad ones and not the good ones, how do you know?
First thing is constipation. The second thing
Mm.
is having irritable bowel syndrome, where you have too many bowel movements where you could keep nothing in.
Mm.
Acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis. Going to sleep and not being able to get enough rest, no matter how much you're sleeping, or not being able to sleep at all. Also, another detector of whether or not you have parasites is that you catch any virus or anything blowing in the wind, you catch it. Anything blow past you, you catch it. And then you want to blame it on the nasty kids. Don't do that. It's not their fault, it's yours. It's our
Well,
responsibility.
every time I get around my grandson, I don't know, he's always got that little sniffle and whatnot, and then he'll go lay on my bed, and then later on that evening, I might wake up with a little sniffle. I don't know.
Okay, boost
You
up
know?
that immune system so it's boosted up. The immune system has to be rock solid, see, because we have to have a buildup of the red blood cells and the white blood cells. So that is how you know that your immune function is low, because parasites drag down your immune function. This is how you
Hmm.
know. And this, as seasonally, so many people right now are making appointments at an allergist. You cannot get an appointment right now at an allergy doctor. People are buying out over the counter allergy medications right now because the seasons have just changed. But what has happened is the parasites are having more babies right now
Hmm. Hmm.
because they
See,
hatch. The
you scare me when I hear that. Maybe I need to start it all over again.
maybe
Mm.
because the parasites, they hatch, they gestate on the equinoxes and the solstices, and there's not a thing we could do about it except kill them. That's all we can do. That's all we
Sounds
can do.
like a body exterminator or something.
You know what?
Go
I
in there
like
and
that.
you go
It's an
in.
internal extermination.
Yeah.
I like it.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
I tell you that again. That's something that scares me.
Now, what you
I'm
afraid
telling.
of?
Hold on. Let me see what somebody else has to say. Because I'm not the. Oh, someone else is interesting. Uh, what do they call it? Hookworms.
Hookworms.
Yeah. What about those? What is that all about?
Hookworms are terrible because just like what they say, they hook. They hook on to the intestinal lining. They hook on to muscle tissue and fiber, and the fibrous tissue in the body, and they're hard to expel. Do you know that the NIH, I just pulled up this study, the NIH reports that 70% of the global population lives with parasites and they don't even know it? And according to their recent report on the impact of parasites globally, annual death rates have increased from 200,000 in 2021 to 700,000 in 2025. Now, whenever the NIH speaks, it's like E.F. Hutton, we need to be listening. But
Hmm.
they know what we holistic practitioners have known all along, is that this is definitely a problem. And I honestly don't understand the silence. We just
So let
won't,
me
we
ask you:
refuse to deal with it.
when should a person start? At what age should a person start? And then is this something that you should do like throughout the year or something like that, or continuously? Or you do it once throughout the year? And how do you utilize it? When should you start using it?
You should deworm a baby as soon as they're born.
Mm.
The doctor, my medical doctor who helped to get me pregnant, Dr. Frederick Douglass Burton, he's also an alternative therapy doctor. And when my daughter was born, this was his recommendation: dewormer with the baby deworming, take her to the chiropractor for a baby adjustment, skip the vaccinations, and bring her to me.
Mm.
That was his recommendation. My child is rarely sick.
So
So
what do you
rarely.
give a baby? What do you give a baby? The same as an adult, or?
No, not at all. Not the same. There are deworming protocols for infants, and then for children, and then for young adults, and for adults. There are different deworming protocols. Yes. They're homeopathics and they taste like water for the infants.
Mm,
Spray them in the mouth and
mm,
they never knows it even happened. Hmm.
mm.
Yes. So
And
that's what
how
you do
about?
for infants. Now, go ahead.
No, I'm rolling with you.
Oh, yes. And you said, and how often we all should deworm at the change of every season. You know, Kendall, we deworm dogs, cats, horses, but humans don't want to deworm. We're we're animals after all, too. We're the only
Mm,
ones who don't do it. And if certainly if you have a pet, you absolutely need to be deworming. Don't you heart and worm your pet? Don't they have a collar? Don't
absolutely,
they get that little thing on their food?
absolutely.
Oh, well, so must we. At the change of every season, that's when it's appropriate. That's when it's applicable because nature is having its way. And oh my goodness, we need to work alongside nature instead of defying it. And once we do that,
Mm,
once we start living harmoniously alongside nature, we will all be better for it.
amen. Ashe, as they would say, Ashe.
Ashe,
Now,
ashe.
see, a lot of the type of holistic living that you can hear it from your ancestors way back when, because I believe that they kind of promoted that living, that holistic living, that clean,
Oh,
healthy
absolutely.
living.
Yes, you know,
Hmm.
grandma and them called you into that kitchen. They went outside, snatched something off a tree, pulled something out the ground, put it in a pot, boiled it up, made you drink it, and you went to the bathroom like
Hmm.
crazy.
Hmm.
Everybody
Hmm.
remembers that back then.
Got
Yes,
another
they
comment
often
for you.
Yes,
Can you
true.
see the
Worms do
comment?
travel. I do. Worms do travel in the in the bloodstream, Maxine, and that's what makes Trinity so effective because a lot of parasite cleanses go after the parasites, but then they don't clean up the blood. There's no chelator, there's no binder. Then there are a lot of cleansers that clean the liver, but don't kill parasites. So this is why I call it full spectrum, and that's what sets it apart.
So if these parasites, if they, you continue to eat the processed food, bad food, and stuff like that, what's the bad side? How bad can it be?
Oh, it'd be terrible. We just hear 700,000 reported cases of deaths in 20 last year, up from 200,000. So the problem's getting worse. And you know why? Because they're not dealing with it, don't want to deal with
Mm.
it. But these kind of numbers, this is an emergency. It's a state of emergency. Like I said, I don't understand the silence. What are we quiet about? That doesn't even make any sense. So when if we had 700,000 numbers of people dead from another kind of thing, we'd be jumping off of the roof and screaming, why isn't anybody doing anything about this? Why isn't anyone talking about this? I have been called a little freak for a long time for always talking about peeing, pooping, and parasites. But guess what? You do that, you improve your health trajectory in a very short period of time.
Well, but we live in a society where they make it easy for you to go get processed and fast food. Matter of fact, you go to the supermarket, half the time the junk food is cheaper than the other food, than good food.
That's the
So
truth.
sometimes I guess it may come down to what you got in your pocket.
You know what? It's the sad truth. And you know what I say to people? Grow something. Even
Mm,
if you grow one thing, grow something. And you don't need space, you need a windowsill.
mm.
That's
For
all you need.
tomatoes, yeah, you can grow tomatoes right out of the windowsill, right?
Cucumbers,
Mm,
lettuce, you can
mm.
grow anything in your windowsill. And you have no excuse now, too, over economics because those seeds are right now in the Dollar Tree.
Mm. Well, let me keep you on the subject of a detox. We're going to be back in about a second or two. So stay tuned.
A doctor's calling, a company's mission, united for a greater good. When Edmark International, the pioneers of wellness, joined forces with Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, naturopath, the world gained a new weapon in the fight for true health. Co-created, science-backed, nature-powered. This isn't just a product. This is a movement. Born from decades of groundbreaking research, naturopathic mastery, and Edmark's relentless innovation.
The body wants to heal itself, and we have just given it the ultimate toolkit.
A detox unlike any other. A partnership unlike any other. The future of health starts now.
All right, we're back here again with this beautiful young lady over here, Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire. How are you again, young lady?
I am well. I like how you say my name.
Well, I got a thing about names. When I was growing up, people would call me Wendell or such things like that, and they would mispronounce my name. So I try to make sure I give the respect to the names. Maxine has another question for you. She wanted to bring something up. There you go. Can you see that?
Yes.
Is that true?
I don't know what the prior experiences were, but if it's anything on the list, there's so much more to the list too, Maxine, that could be a problem with parasites. Anemia is one of them because they eat your nutrition. And here's the thing with the processed food, you all. Oh, cravings for the processed food. And why are you craving the processed foods? Because the parasites are eating up your good nutrition. So the only thing that's left, they're hungry now. And that processed food, that's what they feed on. Because when you feed the parasites, the processed food, the fast food, the nasty stuff that tastes so good, been there, done. I know what pizza tastes like and a French fry. Okay. I have been on this side of the health situation for a long time in terms of being on the side of natural health and eating well. But I also spin through a drive-through every now and again. And how you know that this is a problem too, Maxine, is we can have a longer sugar and yeast infections. There you go. That's it. Yeast infections. Craving the sugar is definitely a problem because that's what feeds the parasites. That's what makes you all sticky inside. So when you're eating white bread, except for sourdough, because sourdough does something completely different, the component of sourdough and rye. When you are eating bread and pasta and French fries and too many slices of pizza, that is problematic for you. For us, it's problematic for us all because it makes the environment hospitable to the parasites. We do not want to host them because they cause too much destruction. So at the change of every season, you get in there and you run them out. You say, good riddance. Good riddance. And that is the name of the product, actually. The parasite cleanse in the kit is called Good Riddance because we say bye-bye to them.
I thought it was the body exterminator. Yeah. These parasite things, again, they truly frighten me. And it sounds like they may also be environmental. It may not be something that you so much ingest like food. It just may be due to environmental effects. True.
Well, here's the thing. Environmental effects negatively impact our immune systems. So for instance, last week I spoke in Charlotte and I stayed with my cousins down there and we had having a beautiful dinner at a restaurant. We closed the place down and the waitress said, you all can stay. We're just going to be here, doing this and that. No problem. So we sat back and having a little chit chat and all of a sudden that whiff of Fabuloso crossed my face. Oh my God. And I said, we have to go. And then the boys said, what's that smell? And I said, that is Fabuloso. And they said, oh, the stuff in the big purple. Yes, that is Fabuloso. And I looked at my cousin. She didn't move. I said, girl, no, we have to go. We have to leave. I cannot sit anywhere and smell that. And here's the problem that I have with it. they overwhelmingly market that product to Black and brown people. And it is so toxic and so caustic that it will damage your endocrine system and weaken your immunity. I'm guilty of that. My mom had that issue for years. I took it up on myself to learn about holistic medicine. Good for you. But here's the thing. I can tell you with a great degree of certainty. I don't know how much you used to watch Wendy Williams' show.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember her.
Okay. All right.
And
So
then
when
she got really sick, didn't she? Get really sick.
she got really sick. Now, let me say this. Wendy used to talk about how much she loved the smell of Fabuloso. She said she had a dedicated pot on her stove and would use it as a simmering pot so that her whole home would smell like Fabuloso. And I could tell you with everything in me that I know, that I could tell you with a great degree of certainty, that's part of what's wrong with her.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, you don't want to have chemicals in like a mist form throughout your home. You're breathing it in,
Well,
any type of chemical.
it's not marketed as a chemical. But it's a quaternary disinfectant. Right up
Hmm.
there with bleach. It just smells good. But I can't stand the smell of it. I cannot even walk. See, when you clean up your body, certain things are going to agitate you. So personally, I cannot even walk down the aisle of where they have the cleaning products. I call it the chemical aisle.
Hmm.
I can't even walk down. I breeze right past it. I don't need anything in that aisle because I've cleaned up my environment. I haven't just cleaned up my food. You see, I've cleaned up everything in my whole entire life. And I'm hypersensitive because of it, because I'm sensitive to the junk.
Hmm.
What
You know,
sense does it make? Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, my wife she's been going through a really nice phase of cleaning up. She lost some weight, and she's been doing some what do you call it, the meditation. She started doing that, the yoga, and then she's actually trying to eat much better because I used to tell her all the time, man, you keep putting that stuff in you, you know, them baby back ribs, boy, she love them, you know. And now she's eating better, and you can see it in her face, and she's getting that little glow back again. You know, it's kind of
Yes,
cool. So,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You
hmm
love on her all over again, fall in love all over again, right? The thing
yeah. I
is,
mean that you know about that. That's in and out. So yeah, you know. Hmm.
Kendall, the one thing though, when you mentioned the baby bags, you want to get to a point where eating one baby back rib is not going to kill you. I personally don't eat pork, but you want to get to that point where it does not, where one slice of pizza, even sharing a pizza with someone, it's not going to kill you. Because when I go to Chicago, I get a deep dish pizza. Okay.
Mm.
Every time I go to Chicago, but I go to Chicago twice a year, 3 times a year, but I get a deep dish pizza or a thin and crispy pizza, either or. That's Chicago style,
Mm.
either way.
Mm.
You don't want to get to the point where one pizza is going to push you over the edge, or you're a slice of pizza away from 325 pounds. That's not where you want to be. You want to clean up to the point where you don't want to die living, that you want to have some enjoyment in life. Yeah, I can have a slice of that. Sure. I can have a French fry just as long as it's a good one. I don't eat a lot of
Hmm.
French fries. True story. Yesterday, I had to take my car to be serviced. We did it in the middle of the night. And my husband was driving home. He said, I'm going to stop at Wendy's. I said, oh, yeah, you know what? During Lenten season, Wendy's has this panko crusted cod fish sandwich that's out of here. So I
Mm.
deconstruct it, get extra lettuce, extra tomatoes and all that. So I take off the top or the bottom, whichever part doesn't have the mayonnaise on it, and I eat it open faced. My husband said, what are you doing? Like, oh, all that
But
bread,
is it
right?
real cod? Is it real codfish?
No, it's cod. Yeah, it's cod. And they only serve it during Lenten season. Like
Mm.
tomorrow, on Good Friday, that's it. It'll be over. Maybe they stop on Easter. But Yes, and then they don't serve it again until next year. It's the best thing they ever had. And
Mm.
so my husband had French fries, so I grabbed one. Kendall, I had to drink 2 bottles of water. That thing choked the mess out of me. It was just
Mm.
like I I swear I was so coffee and coughing and choking. I drank 2 bottles of water straight down. Oh my gosh,
Mm.
it choked the daylights out of me.
Mm.
So, but that codfish, that cod
See,
panko crusted, and it was nice and crunchy.
my favorite place is mm.
Your favorite
You
place
like
is?
what do you call that? The Chick-fil-A?
Oh no, I
Chick-fil-A.
don't eat there anymore. I don't eat there anymore. But
Can you
if
hear
I,
me? You going in and out?
no, I hear
You don't
you.
eat at Chick-fil-A? You don't like Chick-fil-A?
No, I don't like Chick-fil-A. Only
You
thing I
don't like
like from
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A is the chocolate shake.
Oh.
The chocolate
Yeah, me,
shake.
I
If I
like the
want a
chicken
chocolate shake,
sandwich because they use real chicken. They use real chicken.
well, the jury's out on whether that's
Okay.
true.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I prefer Panera. I could eat Panera when I'm traveling. I could eat Panera every day. But here's the
Mm.
thing: when I'm traveling, and I'm traveling now more than I have been in a while because I'm doing a book tour and a product tour for Trinity. Did you get the book, Kendall?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
But it
so
wasn't
did you?
signed. But I got the book, but it wasn't
I'll
signed.
sign it for you. I'll
Hmm.
sign it.
I was
We'll
a little
meet.
I was disappointed that I got a book and I was like, it wasn't signed.
I'll take
Okay.
care of that for you. But here's the thing that I'm doing the book tour and the product tour, so I'm traveling a lot. But the point I wanted to make is that when I'm traveling, I am more fastidious about staying on my plan when I travel than anytime.
Right.
Why? Because if I pack my bag and leave my home in my beautiful Pocono Mountains, if I do that, travel to wherever I got to go to get it to an airport, I have to be where I'm going and I have to show up like I'm supposed to show up. If
Right.
I get out there and something drags me down and I get sick, I can't do my work. And I'm not traveling so that I can't do my work. So I am protective of my sleep during that time more than ever. Even though I protect my sleep all the time, I'm out 9 o'clock, out. I get up, I do my exercises, I do my prayers, my meditation. I stay on track even more when I'm traveling and I eat well always. I do not cheat when I'm traveling, except when I go to Chicago. I don't call that cheating because that's home.
If I go to bed at 9 o'clock at night, I would probably be up about 4 o'clock every morning.
And see,
I
I'm a little,
can't really sleep past 8 hours. I can't.
okay,
It's
well,
just
that's all
I'm
you
up.
need. You only need 7, 8 hours, Kendall. That's good.
Right. I don't
That's
want to get
fine.
up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm retired.
This is a show all by itself, talking about people who are retired and who are doing things just because they're retirement. Listen, you didn't work all those years to start having poor habits now. You went
That's
to bed
true.
when you were working.
Uh,
Go to bed. The television will be there tomorrow. Remember, you're retired.
that's true. I mean, that's good for other people. I mean, but for me, I worked at night, so even after I retired,
Okay.
it really bothered me trying to go to sleep because I couldn't go to
Yeah.
sleep at night. So I'd end up staying up to 2 or 3, 4 o'clock in the morning before I
Oh,
would actually fall out and go to sleep. So,
see, but you
yeah.
said something interesting. You said fall out,
Hmm.
that you have to be so tired that you fall out. It's
Yep.
something to be said. It's something to be said for going to bed and falling out. Two completely different things.
Well, I like to fall out. I like to be knocked out, unconscious when I go to sleep. Because other
Yeah,
than
my
that,
God.
I'm tossing, I'm turning. You know,
Hmm.
and I don't like to sleep like that. That's just
Well, let me ask, may
uncomfortable.
I ask you, did Trinity help your sleep hygiene?
Um,
But you had that surgery, so it was hard to gauge.
right. And if it did, I wouldn't notice it. That's what I was gonna say. If it did, I really wouldn't notice it. You know, I mean, even
I'm
now,
surprised.
I'm still stiff in the hand, it's swollen, so you know, still got a lot of discomfort with that. Mhm.
I'm concerned about how you took the product because you didn't come on any of the corporate Zooms but once, and you didn't
I
ask
know.
me now, and you didn't ask me not one question. Very strange, very odd.
I
I
can
don't have.
read.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
going to tell you guys something. This is what I'm going to tell you. You know, the book is very nice. The webinars, even the Zooms, they're great if for those that I don't know can't read
need
instructions
accountability.
because
No, need
I
accountability.
mean, well, the instructions are right there on the box.
That's the truth.
You know, day one, day two. I mean, I don't know how much simpler you can get than that. And
That's true.
other than that, it's about just being disciplined. So,
So you along with me. If I gave your body the mic, what would it say?
mm, my body would say, I need a new one. My body would say, would you trade me in and get me a brand new one? Okay. I
And
mean,
do you
other than
know
that,
it's possible?
my organs are cool. I feel pretty okay. I feel healthy. You know, I'm an aging man. I'm like you know, I'm closer to the 70 than anything else. So
So guess
yeah,
what? So am I. So am
yeah,
I.
well, but you don't look like it.
I'm
You
not
like a
supposed
50-year-old
to.
woman. See,
Okay, well, thank you.
there
I'm
you go.
63. I'm not
Oh,
supposed to
black
look
don't
like
crack
it.
anyway. So
I
yeah,
take
that's
that
something
back.
like my wife.
Good. Black will crack if you treat it wrong.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
true.
if you don't,
But it take a long time.
black will crack up. I know a whole bunch of black people who look way older than they are because it's
All right.
lifestyle, darling. It's lifestyle, and you can believe that black don't crack if you don't want to, but black will crack. It'll crack on you. Good black don't crack.
Okay, I hear you. I don't know much about that. You know, I just go with the flow.
Yeah.
I want okay. So the young lady, she has something she wants to say.
Yes, aging with grace. Absolutely.
That's what she says. That's what she
That's what
says.
we're
And
doing.
another
That's what we're
question she
supposed to
wants
be
to
doing.
ask.
GMO foods. Do you have the seedless fruits and vegetables and meats that are injected the way you feel a helium balloon? You're right, dear. I do not. I eat organic food. I spend the extra money for it. I shop in the places that sell it. Here's the hack. Shop in the international grocery stores. Why? They get their food from home. For instance, I did a video when I was in the Polish bakery where I buy my sourdough bread because they bake it every day. They had a Snickers bar. They have this little candy section right in front of the cash register. The Snickers bar is this big, I
Mhm.
promise you. This big. And in Polish, it has all of the words. I asked the lady to read it to me. No high fructose corn syrup. Okay. No artificial sweeteners, no artificial colors. The thing is that big because it's dense and it's heavy and it doesn't have any junk in it, no fillers, no byproducts. So you don't need the Snickers that's this big that they sell us. But
Mhm.
this lets you know one thing, M&M Mars and all the rest of the companies, you know how to act right because other countries are not taking the garbage that you feed Americans. So the hack then is to go shop in the international grocery stores, especially for canned food, for fresh food, for your fresh meats. You're not going to find the GMO products there. They don't sell it. They do not sell it. They get it from their purveyors who source only the good stuff. So that's my little trick. I do that too. I run around to all the international places, the Asian grocery, the Caribbean grocery, the Polish grocery. That's what I do. I go to all of those, the Greek store,
You
the
know, this
Indian.
seems like something that they would teach in school, at least teach to the kids to say, hey, this is economics, this is better living. You know, I mean,
They could teach it to them. But it's about consciousness. And everyone's not really picking up what we're putting down, honestly. And so I've been teaching this topic for a long time. And with some people it lands, and a lot of people, they roll their eyes. They think I'm crazy. Okay. At 63 years old, I don't wear glasses, not even cheaters. I don't take not one medication. Not one. So there's something to be said for that.
Something to be said for that, because I'm older than that, but I have to take medication.
Okay.
I got to take
Well,
that pain
I can
medication.
imagine that you do.
So,
Your sleep habits would indicate that you would need to take some medication. I could just imagine what you're taking medication for. But when you're not sleeping, a lot of things happen because you cannot rest. And the body only heals when you're sleeping. Mhm.
One thing, when I was going through cancer, I'm in remission, but when I was going through the cancer, I was very, I think that's when I got more in tune about what I put into my body. Yeah.
Yes. I just had, what kind of cancer if you don't mind saying?
Prostate cancer.
Okay. I just had a urologist. I recorded a urologist for my podcast today. The urologist is a Black man, Dr. Burnett, out of Johns Hopkins University Medical Center. He helped to create Viagra. And we talked about how with Black men, their success of them having prostate cancer is about what their health looked like prior to that diagnosis. And that is the difference between the success. Because what he equated it, he said, this is how you take care of your prostate. If you have a healthy heart, you have a healthy heart prostate. If you are likely on
Maxine, you're absolutely right, Maxine, because especially when it comes to, I guess, African American men, they wait till it's too late before they run into the doctors,
Of course they wait.
And wait until that
Of course
stage
they wait.
4. Yeah.
And so, ladies, let me say to all the ladies, Maxine, ladies, take your man and your husband and your sons and family members to the doctor. You take them, because we love them too much. We're going to end up taking care of them. So I want to be proactive, and let's jump on the side of prevention, because there's a cure for disease. Do you know what it is? The cure for disease is prevention.
Information?
Prevention.
Okay.
The cure for disease is prevention. The Asian supermarket. Yes, yes, much cheaper than your local. Yes, Andrea. Absolutely. So that's where you go. And that's how you keep up with it. But take your loved ones, your men, to the doctor. And then
What do you think about Whole Foods?
Whole paycheck?
No, the Whole Foods, the supermarket, the store.
I call it whole paycheck. Because it's so expensive.
Well, that's what I was telling you about. You want to get good food, it seems to cost you more money than the bad food.
Well, it depends on where you go, darling. I'm a member of a community shared garden. There are so many in our community that you can join, and you pick up the loot every week for a very nominal fee. There are one in particular, Genesis Farms, is in Blairstown. And they grow hydroponically in the winter. So they have stuff year round, but you have to wait for a share to open. I'm on the list right now waiting. I was a member there a long time ago, and then I dropped out, and then I'm trying to come back. I've been on a list for a few years now, waiting for someone to drop a share so that my family can have that year round again. And it's something that I really miss. It's very inexpensive. Now they've got all of these delivery places too. The ones that deliver the ugly food just because the stores don't want it. And They come right to you. It comes right to your door. So now there's really not any excuse. But I'm going to tell you something. Make friends with a farmer.
Hmm.
Okay. Even
Well,
if
we live in an area where there are plenty of farms, but if you live in the city,
oh wait, there are so many fresh farmers markets in New York City. One of them is right down on 14th Street every single Wednesday. And then every single Friday, even in Harlem, there are fresh farmers markets. Get people's phone numbers. Find out where they're located. Take that ride. Take an Uber anywhere else. Go get yourself some fresh food. It's worth
yeah,
it.
that's 14th and Park Avenue.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's that square, whatever, Union Square.
Yep. Yeah, Union Square, and then they do it on 116th in Harlem.
Exactly where. Exactly.
They have it up over there. Lennox in Harlem, Lennox in 116th Street.
This is vitally important. You can get fresh food there. And find yourself a place that does your fresh meats. There's a man, it's called Farms, Wormuth Farms, WORMOUTH Farms, and they're in New Jersey. He's not that far from me, and he'll deliver. Okay. I love him. He delivers because there are a couple of us in our community and he'll deliver right to us. But, we have to coordinate because you can't leave it on your porch. Your animal will eat it. So we have
what's your webpage? So, maybe you put it up on your webpage and people can go to your website and look at it.
I don't have that there, but I should. It's called askthegooddoctor.org. Spell out
askthegooddoctor.org.
Askthegooddoctor.org. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to send me the information, you can send it to me and I'll put it up on the webpage.
Okay. Thank you. That's good because this is empowerment. Eating to live is empowering, but you have to know where to do it. I mean, just the simple things. The young lady chimed in and said, "Hey, I buy at the Asian grocery too." We're so conditioned to running up in the ShopRite or running over to Whole Foods. That's not the only place you can get good food. Yes, I got the best.
That's to grow it in your backyard.
Grow it in your backyard, but you better secure it around these parts.
Yeah, the deer.
Better secure it. Deer and everything else. Get some unwanted.
Yeah, my neighbors, they got the chickens and they do their own chicken thing. So they got their own eggs and
do they share with you?
Yeah, from time to time. Then they grow their own vegetables and stuff like that. All out there. They're Islamic, so they don't eat. They eat holistically. Pretty much, that's their lifestyle. But I see they grow their own. They grow a lot of stuff right outside.
Yes,
I think it's.
And then
wonderful.
There's the halal grocer. There's a halal grocery store that has a lot of good stuff in it too. And here's the thing about the chickens. If I were you, I'd toss them some money for whatever they're feeding them so that you could share in that. I get my eggs from my farm. That's what I do. I get my eggs from the farm as well. And I get my cheese from the Polish place because they have some wonderful cheeses that don't have all of that salt and don't have all of that extra stuff in it that is disgusting. It's farmer's cheese.
Well, if you're out here, you can pretty much drive down any road and somebody's selling eggs on the side of the road.
And go there. Yes.
Yeah.
It makes all the sense in the world. Listen, if we don't support our farmers, we're going to be in trouble. No farms, no food. No farms, no food. What a concept. Where do you think food comes from? It doesn't.
All right, young ladies. This I like to play that your advertisement once again before we break out because we're about at the end. So let me I love you too. I like to be here too, but let me hit so people know who you are and what product you're selling. So here it is.
A doctor's calling. A company's mission. United for a greater good. When Edmark International, the pioneers of wellness, joined forces with Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, naturopath, the world gained a new weapon in the fight for true health. co-created, science-backed, nature-powered. This isn't just a product. This is a movement. Born from decades of groundbreaking research, naturopathic mastery, and Edmark's relentless innovation.
The body wants to heal itself, and we have just given it the ultimate toolkit.
A detox unlike any other. A partnership unlike any other. The future of health starts now.
All right.
Starts
So
right
if you'd like to give out, right on. If you'd like to give out your information, I'd like you to give it out. So I know you said it was good. You go ahead.
All right.
Information.
My website is askthegooddoctor.org. I have a podcast that drops every Wellness Wednesday, wherever you listen to podcasts, called Ask the Good Doctor. And you can email me if you'd like to place an order for Trinity. I'm happy to help you. In celebration of my 100th episode, I'm offering $100 off of the product. And you can email me at Dr. Brookshire at outlook.com. That's DrBrookshire at outlook.com. And you can catch up with me on all my social medias. I'm Ask the Good Doctor everywhere. Thank you,
The
Kendall.
podcast. What was the podcast again?
Ask the Good Doctor.
Oh, you said Wellness Wednesday?
I drop a new episode every Wellness Wednesday.
Okay, good. I haven't got an opportunity to check it out. I'd love to hear it.
More than 100 episodes now.
What time does it come on?
It's click in. It's a podcast. It's there right now. All the time.
Okay, on YouTube or Facebook?
It's not on YouTube. Nope. It's on podcast networks. So Apple, Amazon, Spotify.
Okay.
Apple
Okay.
Podcasts. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll find it. I'm
Yes, it's
sure
not-
it's
it's
a good
not-
podcast
yes.
too.
I did 100 episodes on YouTube. I did 101 episodes on YouTube during COVID, after COVID. Well, yes. For 2 years after COVID, I was on YouTube with a video. But now I'm just doing back to my first love, which is radio.
And you do it well.
Thank you.
All right, young
Appreciate
lady.
it.
Time for us to giddy up.
All right.
Like
Thank you,
everybody,
Kendall.
stay tuned though. 6:00, we start with Politics, and that's with Stevenson and Yates. So if you want to hang around and you want to learn something about politics, then check out the Politics. All right. See you later, doctor.
Bye-bye. Thank you.